ladies and gentlemen, to Wilfrid Laurier University here in Waterloo, Ontario for the gold medal match of the 1997 OVA Junior Boys Provincial Championship today between the blue-shirted London Forest City and the black-shirted Thunderbirds, based here actually at Wilfrid Laurier University. I'm Russ Voloshin. I'll be doing the play-by-play and here with Owen Jones, color commentator. Welcome, Owen. What do you expect today?
Well, Russ, we've got two teams with incredible talent pool, probably the best group of players in the province that know each other very well. So it's not a case of two teams unfamiliar with each other. These players have played provincially, and they're not strangers to each other.
Peter Testa serving outstanding setter, serving for London Forest City, and already it's 1-0 for Forest City. There's a terrific pass by Lucas Snyder, and Andrew Coles is blocked out of the middle. There's some trouble right now from the Thunderbirds. Testa setting it outside now to Rob, right out, and it's buried by Andrew Coles. It seems to me, Owen, that London is going to have to make some sort of a middle attack. Andrew Coles and Jeff Ranson, they're huge in the middle.
Yeah, it is unbelievable how big these players are, Russ, and that is key. If both teams can pass well, then they can spread the offense out. Otherwise, these blocks get up.
Again, Andrew Coles with a really nice touch. There's the back set now to right out, and he's just been buried by Calvin Hounsell. That front court of the Thunderbirds is absolutely huge. Number 16, Calvin Hounsell, Andrew Coles and Jake Magdalene, terrific, outstanding players. But both teams actually are just so committed to defense. When the ball does get by the block, they have outstanding back row players. These are clearly the two best teams in the province. It's now 1-1. Oh, a nice pass by Rob Armstrong from the Forest City. There's the back set now to right out. That ball's wide. And again, it seems to me right now that he's intimidated. He's been blocked twice by that big block.
Yeah, and that they will get a piece of the ball, if not block it straight back. So right now, they're playing into the heads of the hitters because maybe he's trying to hit it too hard.
Lucas Snyder, outstanding defensive player. Also a member of the Laurier Golden Hawks, who were the Ontario Championship, silver medal last year in the Ontario, serving in the side out. Number 8, Craig Rideout, Western power hitter for the University of Western Ontario, back to serve. But every other one of these players in the court, other than Mark Gatto for the Thunderbirds, are last year players in high school. So there's tremendous talent for high school players.
That might be a strategy, Russ, for Forest City to use some spike serves frequently. A variety of the players can use a spike serve, but I don't think they're going to be content just serving lightly to the Thunderbirds, because if they pass well, they're going to be very difficult to beat.
To Steve Air with a great block again, Calvin Hounsell. That was a bit of a gamble by Brett Thomas, the coach of the Thunderbirds. Calvin has missed much of the season with injury, and they have Chris Gruen, an outstanding power hitter, who's not starting because of Calvin, but Calvin is a huge player with a great blocker.
Well, he is, and when he's finally healthy, he'll be able to display his true talent.
There's a setting outside now, number 16, Armfeld. There's a kill, and there's Snyder with a great defense, but that ball was down.
And again, Russ, good passing by Forest City. Froze the Thunderbird blockers, and they were one-on-one outside.
Both teams featured just absolutely superb setting. There's Mark Gatto. There's that shoot set to Jeff Ranson. Again, superb defense by Rob Armstrong from Forest City, but he's down the line. That can't happen at this level. I think Thunderbirds have to pick that ball up.
Yeah, they do, but that too is typical Forest City volleyball. Very strong defensively and trying to keep the ball in play. You did mention the setters, Russ. I don't think you're going to find two better setters in the province.
And Peter Testa for Forest City and Mark Gatto. There's a set outside for Calvin, and he is absolutely buried by Jeremy Jonquier, big number 4 for Forest City. Jeremy is an outstanding player, an all-star actually last year at the Canadian Championships when Ontario won the gold medal. And the ball is called in. This will be a strategy for Forest City. They know that Calvin Hounsell has not played very much, and I'll bet right now that he'll see a lot of balls today because that potentially could be a weakness. There it is again, serving short to Calvin, and he puts it at the top of the net. That's trouble. Weak pass. There's the back row attack to right out. Oh, there's a terrible set at top of the net. And that's Jake Magdalene, the outside player. Good tactics by London to serve to Calvin, I think.
Well, excellent pass. Plus, he's a front court player. They're serving him short, so when he does pass, he's got very little approach.
Take him out of his approach. There's a short serve again, but Lucas Snyder is a much experienced passer. There's Calvin. Great blocking by London. That's Jonquier is known for that. Number 4 for London. Absolutely superb blocker. He was an all-star, as I say, in the Canada Games because of that ability. So these teams are extremely well matched. There's Jake Magdalene, the jump server out for the Thunderbirds. This is almost an inter-squad game for the provincial team. Both teams have quite a number of provincial players on them.
That's a new serve that's very popular this year. Is a jumping float serve. That's a lot of players are starting to use.
There's a matchup I think that Thunderbirds are really going to try to take advantage of with Jake Magdalene. The backs, he's an outstanding back row hitter, and with Rob Arnfeld, he's not as tall as Craig Rideout, and they'll try to go over Arnfeld when he's in the front row. There's a step around to Jean here, and Jeff Ransom read that beautifully. Did you notice how far he was over for Jeremy?
Yeah, these teams are well scouted. I'm sure that both coaches, Brett Thomas for the Thunderbirds and Rob Atkinson and Jim Sage for London Forest City, they know each other very well. They've played all year in tournaments, and they have scouted.
Well, we've got two outstanding coaches. Rob Atkinson has been around a long time, but Brett Thomas is new on the team, but still an outstanding coach. His teams are extremely well skilled. There's a long set. I think they're calling a touch by Todd Doherty, the linesman. But again, you're going to see right there that you're seeing outside hitters trying to change their hits because of the huge block that they're facing. Rob Atkinson on the screen right now calling the play. Oh, there's a poor pass, and Jake Magdalene just pops it deep. There's a set outside. Oh, great hit. Craig Rideout, a Western Ontario veteran, you can see an elite hitter.
Yeah, and that's great transition, Russ. I mean, they ran a very fast offense off that free ball. You can see Brett Thomas now subbing out Calvin Hounsel to bring in some passing.
This is a gamble for Brett Thomas. Chris Gruen is a provincial team member, outstanding passer, and they serve right at him. And look at the ball, right on the nose, and there's a middle attack. And you saw that immediately. Outstanding passing allows Mark Gatto all of his options, doesn't it?
That's right. And Mark Gatto doesn't need many options. He can create his own options.
Okay, we have now Jeff Ranson serving. A nice pass there by Arnfeld. There's the outside set now to Rideout. Off the hands of Gatto. Rideout is an elite hitter. Tremendous ball player.
Yeah, that is an enormous block, Russ. These players are playing, a foot above the net. It's an 8-foot net, but that's not where they're playing.
Mark Gatto is not the tallest player in the world, but what impresses me is his jumping ability and his such strong hands as a blocker. There's Lucas Snyder with a really smart hit. Just pops it deep, and here comes a free ball. There's a perfect pass from Gruen. Step around now to Coles, and there's a kill. And again, Chris Gruen has made an impact already on this game by two perfect passes has allowed Gatto to run an offense that the Thunderbirds haven't run up to now.
Mark Gatto's also well renowned for his hitting, Russ, so every time he jump sets and he's in the front row, he takes a blocker with him, which is a very valuable asset.
Peter Testa, it looked like a miscommunication there. A great set outside now to Snyder. He tried for the hands. Looked to me as if he tried for a wipe-off.
Yeah, that was a smart play. That's pretty well all he could do. And from here, it didn't look like he missed by very much.
6-4 right now for Forest City, as setter Peter Testa back to serve. Mark Gatto coming out of the back row again. Chris Gruen with a great pass. There's the kill that Coles. Andrew Coles, a first-year player from Brampton, Ontario. What Brett Thomas has done with Jeff Ranson and Andrew Coles is absolutely outstanding. These players have not got a lot of experience, but they're superb athletes at this level.
Yeah, they are, and they came in with the tools that just needed refinement, which is exactly what Brett Thomas has done this year.
Oh, there's a really good play. Fake middle. It's almost like a reverse X there, and Steve Aird just buried it right down the line. Across court.
That's the first pattern play we've seen, Russ, in this match, and I'm sure that's something that both Mark and Peter are going to employ.
Lucas Snyder with a really good pass, and there's a back set now to Magdalene. There's the kill. At this level, it may not be very exciting, but the matchups are so strong. But if you can get that first pass to the setter, the hitters are so good. A one-on-one matchup is a kill almost, isn't it?
And from a coaching standpoint, you tell your players, if we get a one-on-one, we have to win the point of the rally. And that's the ultimate goal.
And we saw a perfect example of it just now. Steve Aird was a terrible first pass from Forest City, and Aird was hitting from behind the attack line, and he tried to do too much with it from back there. It's now 6-5 for London. Oh, a tough serve there by Coles. There's the back set. The one-on-one block, but there's Chris Gruen. Blocked it out of bounds, and there, just as you said, Owen, one-on-one hit, and he got the kill.
That's right, and didn't necessarily hit the ground, but he used the block. Perfect wipe-off.
Jeff Lund now back to, Dwayne Lund, sorry, back to serve for Forest City. Here's the pattern play. Back set now to Magdalene off the hands. Great defense by Peter Testa. He hurt himself. Is he okay? Oh, just buried by Magdalen, but tremendous defense by Forest City. There's the back set again to Magdalen, off the hands. Again, London City has to honor the middle of Jeff Ranson, and Jake Magdalen now has made 3 kills already, and it's 6-5 as Magdalen back to serve. He'll probably jump serve here. Well, just long. He's missed 2 in a row. He may not do that next time, but Brett Thomas is a strong advocate of the jump serve, and he's prepared to make lots of errors on that. Steve Aird up the jump serve. It's a little different, though.
Yeah, that was a jump float.
Outside to Chris Groon, and he's buried. To lift. If you don't use the middle, though, if you don't freeze the middle blocker, these blockers are just outstanding. That was Peter Testa.
That was Peter Testa, Russ, and you talked about it earlier. Both setters are known for strong blocking. I mean, this is something that has been developed in the province recently, where the setters are becoming more and more vital in the blocking role.
Great hit by Jeff Ranson. A dynamite serve by Aird. A perfect pass from Snyder, and they ran the middle. That was great volleyball. 7-5 now as Chris Groon back to serve. He was substituted in for Hansel, but he has been a starter on this team all season. He'll probably have to do a jump float. Oh, there's a jump serve. There's a good pass from Arnfeld. There's a step around to Jean Kier. That's tactically a very sound move, because Lucas Snyder is the shortest player on the Thunderbird team, and they went right over top of him.
They went right over top, and also when they run that step around with the middle blocker hitting behind the setter, it is a very difficult play to time on the block. The blockers traditionally take off too early, not realizing that the ball's floating outside.
A long float serve at 7-5. The teams are trading side outs here. Jeff Ranson back to serve from Guelph Centennial High School. Oh, there's a good pass from Rido. There's the back set. There's Jean Kier. He's calling a net fall on Snyder. London got a break there because it was not a well-run play. Jeremy Jean Kier back to serve now. Chris Groon on the screen waiting to serve. He's done a great job in his passing as he's come in. Oh, another good pass. Tough serving. There's a back row attack from Magdalen. That play has worked so well for Jake Magdalen and the Thunderbirds this year. They're one of the few teams that effectively runs the back row at this level.
They do, and because Mark Gatto's jump setting there, he's taking the blocker, and the middle blockers from Forest City are having a very difficult time getting out there and closing on the 2-man block.
Okay, here comes a hit by Air. Nice defense by Gatto. Interesting set selection by Jake Magdalen. They're setting it outside now to Rido. Down the line, right over top of Jake. There's a kill. Rido has not been stopped at the power side.
Oh, he started off with a tremendous match.
Again, that's 5 side outs in a row. These teams pass so well that if the setter gets the ball in a good position, then the offense has such an advantage. Lucas Snyder, oh, there's a terrible set. Oh, he got away with one. It looked as if Steve Aird was going to do something different, and he just changed his mind.
Well, I'm not sure if he thought the Thunderbird player was going to touch it or not.
Yeah. Got away with one there. You have to be lucky sometimes. Lucas Snyder back to serve. When he was in the back row last time, he scored a number of points for them. Oh, I got a weak pass on top of the net.
That, Russ, was a terrific set by Peter Testa. A one-handed back set.
Well, I also have to say, Owen, that in years past that would have been called. They're so much more lenient now.
That's true, yeah, you're probably right. But, I mean, if setters are allowed to get away with it, they are trying to develop that.
Yeah. There's a Jake. Again, the ball was set a little too tight there.
A little too tight, maybe a little bit low, and Mark Gatto was looking at himself afterwards and patting himself, realizing that ball was too low.
Yeah. Jake Magdalen needs a bit more time than that. Okay, right now it's 8-5. There's Brett Thomas on the bench surveying the scene. There's not much you can do right now. These teams are playing. It's very evenly matched. There's Andrew Coles. And nice back row play there by Rido. Steve Aird, great defense by Gatto. And again, Coles with some good blocking. Here comes a free ball. Jeff Ranson, nice pass. And there's Cole with a kill. Jake Magdalen's throwing an X there. Tremendous volleyball.
Oh, this is high caliber volleyball, Russ. They're running transition plays, running an X on transition, and Mark Gatto, with his experience, realizes setting the first person on that isn't necessarily always, he's not meant to be just a faker anymore. I mean, these middle blockers are coming in strong, one-on-one.
Again, there's a net fall. Again, it seems to me that the Thunderbird blockers are almost overcommitting. The middle sets are awfully slow from Forest City.
Yeah, they might be, and they might be trying to be a little bit too aggressive, and they've been called for a number of net touches, so it's something that Brett Thomas will probably talk to them about in the next time out.
His philosophy is for his middle players to really overcommit and force them to hit outside because he has such outstanding defensive players. Lucas Snyder and Chris Groon are great diggers, And Brett believes that his middle players can shut down their middle, and his diggers can take their diggers. So it's an interesting philosophy. We'll see. There's Jake Magdalene. Nice touch there by Rob Arnfeld to take the sting off the ball. Back row attack to right out. That's out. No, it's in. Great call by Kevin Schonk.
Russ, that too is just great transition volleyball by ForestCity. So, Peter Testa, the setter, dug that ball, and Seaverd set the ball to a backcourt player. I mean, that's just practice.
There's the back set now to Magdalene. A free hit. And again, because of the perfect pass and because Lund had to honor the middle, Jake had a one-on-one hit.
Yeah, he had.
It's 9-5 for London Forest City. Blue-shirted, the black-shirted Thunderbirds serving, trying to get some points here. Oh, there's a nice kill by Jeremy Jonquier. They don't use the middle as often, but it's very effective.
It's very effective, and again, it's a one-on-one situation with Jeff Ranson against Jeremy Jonquier. And as you said before, these players have battled all summer with the provincial team, and now here they are
as a net serve.
Enemies.
Steve Barrett is known for a jump server, but he took a few steps back and tried to float it over. It seems London is trying to serve tactically by serving short to the Thunderbirds and try to get their outside hitters to lose their approach. Here's Chris Gruen with his jump serve. Oh, Rob Arnfeld with a perfect pass. Outside now to Arnfeld, there's the kill. He's a front court hitter, and he passed that ball about two-thirds of the way back.
Two-thirds, and he was rewarded by a beautiful set by Peter Testa, too, so he deserved that.
9-5 for City. Again, Chris Gruen with a great pass. There's the middle attack. And Jonquier and Rideout, I think, got him there. Gatto's a front row hitter, so they've got the power hitter on Ransom, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And number 8, Craig Rideout, jumped a little bit later, not really respecting the dump of Mark Gatto, and took away the middle block.
Jeff Ransom has come a long way in 1 year, with only 1 year of club volleyball. But I think what happens is he tends to hit the ball cross-court, and I think the Forest City team knows that, and they're stacking up on his cross-court hit.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do, Russ, is they're trying to force the players to, they're giving the players an angle and forcing them that way. So they're going to block his cross-court shot and then force him back into the and hit across his body. So again, both coaches are extremely well experienced. They know each other very well. It's just a matter of the players understanding the concept and buying into it.
It's 10-5 for London, and my sense is that the game has been fairly evenly matched, but London just seems to have that commitment to defense. It's very difficult to score in this team. They've had some, the Thunderbirds have hit some bombs at them, but they just can't put the ball down. All 6 of them are extremely well schooled on defense.
And a lot of unforced errors too, Russ, with the Thunderbirds. They've been called on the net quite a bit, and London right now is playing almost flawless volleyball. They're just taking what they get and making the most of it.
It's a very safe philosophy. Make sure you don't make errors, and you do well. There's the outside set to Snyder. That ball's in. Lucas hit an outstanding hit. He faked his hit and went right down the line past Peter Testa. They need more of that if they're going to get back in this match. Jeff Ranson has served both ways today, but I suspect he won't jump serve anymore. Okay, again, Arnfeld. There's the back set to Jonquier. And notice that Andrew Cole stayed with Jonquier, but he still couldn't take him one-on-one.
Yeah, and that was a really nice set by Peter Testa because he was running towards the power side, and so the flow of the game was all to power, and he threw the ball back, and it was one-on-one.
Again, Chris Gruen with a great set. There's the outside set to Snyder. Too tight. Again, not a weak set, but Testa was on top of the net, and it's Mark Gatto is now back to serve. They're down 10-5 in this first game. London it's not an exciting match in this, but it's a very workmanlike match. Both teams are playing just solid volleyball and siding out perfectly. That's the part of the game right there that London is really hurting Thunderbirds, I think.
Yeah, they're siding out very well right now, Russ. And as you said, they're not doing anything fancy, but they are playing error-free volleyball right now.
And Testa knows his hitters. His rideout has been almost automatic, and he's getting a lot of balls. They're not using the middle much. Again, Chris Gruen with a perfect pass. There's the kill. That's the first shoot set we've seen from Gatto.
Yeah, and that's something that they're going to have to work on because that will split the blockers more. And Forest City needs to respect that inside shoot set. They're going to just clamp down on the outside hitters.
Okay, Forest City now. This rotation is inside to Aird. Oh, that's tough luck by Jeff Ranson. This is an outstanding facility, but it may be a little low in spots.
Yeah, and there are some overhanging lights and structures from the roof that the ball has been hitting throughout this tournament, but it is a beautiful, beautiful facility.
Forest City is doing it. There's Rido with a long serve, but the Thunderbirds can't score. They just can't score when they're serving, and the Thunderbirds have strong blocking, but they're just not able to make it. Now here's one of the substitutions Greg Thomas will make. Kelsey Orth, outstanding server. He'll coming back to serve. He can jump serve, and he can also serve short very, very effectively. Here comes the jump serve right now. But London's Forest City is just handling the jump serve so well. There's a wipe off. It was off the top of the net. I thought it hit the block.
Well, I did too, actually, the way the spin on the ball
Holy
came. But and that was the intent, for sure, from Steve Aird, was to use the block and wipe the ball off. But I guess he didn't hit it.
This London is just serving so well. Oh, that ball was just too slow in developing. Jeff Ransom was all over that one.
He was all over that ball, and this is what the Thunderbirds need. They need to get some big blocking points. That's their strength right now.
That may be their first point from a block, and that's what they're supposed to get. And Kelsey Earth tried to put a bit too much on it, but London is passing so well that that they're just siding them out. It's now 10-7. Rob Arnfield back to serve. They have missed 3 serves of the last 4 rotations. They're kind of slitting their throats a bit here. They had a big lead, and they're letting the Thunderbirds back into this game. Jake Magdalene, who's again a very tough jump server. We'll see if he's missed a couple of serves today, though. Oh, there's a perfect pass by Rideout. Great defense by Magdalene, but just out.
Boy, that was a rocket pass by Craig Rideout. He was on the ground as he passed that ball.
When you serve like that and they get a perfect pass from it, that's so frustrating. And London is just wearing the Thunderbirds down right now. Geez, they seem to be serving to Chris Gruen every time, but he makes perfect passes. Off the block. If their philosophy is to serve at Chris Gruen, they may have to rethink that one.
Well, I guess they're just testing and see if he's into the match.
But they know Lucas Snyder from his Laurier days, so
from a serving standpoint, you really don't.
There is no weakness there.
No,
they're using a 2-man reception, the Thunderbirds, essentially.
You know, the coaches of both teams, Russ, will have to rethink maybe their serving strategies, because both teams are spike serving quite a bit, but the spike serves are missing. So maybe they should go back to just tough float serves and take what they get.
Jeremy Jonker, Snyder didn't have a chance. It was a poor serve reception, and Jonker was just buried all over that hit by Snyder. Rob Atkinson calling us his signals. There's a pass. There's a nice attack from Jeff Ranson. Outside now to Pesta. Jake Magdalene going to be setting it outside now to Snyder against the big block. Smart hit to keep it alive. There's the outside sent on the right out. And he's having a big day.
He is having
big day.
Passing and stop this game, Russ.
12-7, and right now, to me, he's right now the difference. He just cannot be stopped, and it's 12-7 for Forest City. All 6 teams, that could be long. Oh, that's trouble. The strength of Mark Gatto. There you go, right there. Mark Gatto out-jousted Jean Kier. Awesome. As a setter, that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Well, sure, because, I mean, Mark's been there a lot of times, and the technique behind that is very difficult, but you have to try and push the ball second. And Mark just waited until
he felt pressure.
Yeah, and then he pushed back.
Again, Rob Artfeld with a great reception. There's the backward attack to Gatto, and there. Maybe sometimes a middle hitter shouldn't block sometimes.
Well, yeah, that was a roll shot that Jeremy was just up a little bit too early for.
So it's 12-8 right now for the blue-shirted Forest City team, and they need a side out here. And there it is.
That'll do it.
Now that's a tough play. Jonquier came a long way to hit that ball. Oftentimes they hit a backside out of that when he comes out of rotation too.
Yeah, that requires a lot of communication by the front court blockers of the Thunderbirds to identify that.
Oh, there's a tough short serve right there. And there it is. That's how serving sets up a point, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. And that was just a solid block. Dwayne Lund and Craig Rideout were there planted. It really wasn't a lot for Magdalene to do, no.
They serving short, forcing the weak pass. Again, Chris Gruen with a great set. Not a well-run 3 right there, or a shoot set. It was Rideout, but he's blocked. But I think was it Testa who set that? Now, Testa's looking at the referee, because I guess good setters, when they look at a referee, they shouldn't be called. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I guess so.
You can't call me on a double hit. Oh, nice pass by Arnfeldt. There's a set outside. That's called in by Sean. Great top spin. Absolutely superb wrist by our Rideout.
Yeah, and that ball is so hard to defend, Russ, because it's so deep, and the defensive players are up shallow, expecting the ball to be hit very sharp, and he's hitting that ball very deep. over the backcourt diggers.
Okay, Peter Testa back to serve, up 13-8. Chris Gruen again with his typical perfect pass. And nice hit from Jake Magdalene, coming in from the offside, but in front of the setter. That's a kind of a flood offense they ran there.
Yeah, and they almost hide Magdalene in that one. He came out of the power side, but you know, he came very, very late, so it was very difficult for the blockers to identify him.
Okay, Snyder with that. Oh, he drops it over the net. That's gutsy, down 13-8.
I'll say.
But both teams seem to realize that unless you serve short, you're not going to be effective. Both teams have very deep serve receivers, and you need to serve short to be effective. That's on the net. And that's what happens. When you force a team to try to serve tactically, you oftentimes miss them. Okay, Gatto still front, back row, so he has 3 hitters. Andrew Cole's coming from behind. Good pass. There's Cole's right there, blocked. And here comes a free ball. Let's see if Forest City can take advantage of it. Great pass. Poorly run.
Yeah, they're the two
I don't know
players
why was that a double hit? Coles didn't touch it. He only touched it once, I thought. I'm sorry, Len. Oh, well. We don't have a telestrator to really...
No, that's right. We can't go to the booth.
Okay, it's 13-9. The Thunderbirds are just hanging on by their fingernails in this first game. 13-9. London, Forest City. Just a strong workmanlike effort so far. There's Steve Baird with his typical roll shot. And there's a third time the Thunderbirds have been called on the net on an off-speed hit.
That's right, and again, it comes down to aggressive blocking, but overly aggressive, which there's a fine line between aggressive blocking and being too aggressive. You can now hear the fans starting to get behind the Forest City. They've got a great fan base.
Gareth Hobwin coming in now to serve for Forest City. Jeff Ranson. Jeff has such a great swing, but if you don't set him high enough, it gets a little ugly sometimes. But he's able to get enough on the ball to get it over the net. Sort of a change-up there.
Yeah, it was, and that was a very good play because Forest City has got a very big hole in the middle that the corner diggers are expected to get any middle ball, but when it hits the net and is off speed like that.
I think you're right about the jump serving. London has proven already that they can handle the hot jump serves of the Thunderbirds, and they are self-destructing. They cannot afford to miss so many serves, I don't think. There's a nice deep serve by Aird. There's the back row attack, rolled into the middle.
Great
but
dig.
Steve Aird really read that beautifully. Andrew Coles runs that one down, and there's oh, that's trouble. I'm not sure about that choice.
Yeah, Mark might have tried to do a little bit too much with that ball, Russ.
14-9 for Forest City in this first game of the Provincial Junior Championships. Steve Aird with a nice deep serve. Chris Gruen again, perfect pass. There's a step around now to Ransom. Poorly run play. And it's 15-9 for London Forest City in this first game of this best of 3 final. London Forest City superb on defense, superb solidly. Thunderbirds uncharacteristically sloppy. And we'll be right back for game 2. At the Wilfrid Laurier University, the Ontario Junior Boys Provincial Championship. London Forest City to 15. Waterloo Thunderbirds 9 in the first game. Owen? I'm impressed with London. They've solid all round.
Oh, they are, Russ, and I haven't really seen any offensive weapons. They're known for the defensive play, but offensively, they held their own and more against a very, very big blocking Thunderbird team. And this is the way the first game started. The Thunderbirds came out and showed their blocking.
Yeah. Well, that's
tactics.
the key for the Thunderbirds is their blocking, and they're not getting they've had a lot of net fouls. That was a poorly run play by the Thunderbirds, and again, oh, there's a kill by Rideout. He's been automatic, but. I go back to a point that you mentioned earlier, Owen. You said the Thunderbirds would be well advised to start serving differently, and you noticed Mark Gatto serving very short and trying to get points out of the serve. Great pass by Lucas Snyder. Again, great defense from the Forest City boys. Arnfeld pounds it. Chris Gruen with some terrific defense. Chris Gruen made that play with 2 terrific plays.
Yeah, that was excellent volleyball.
1-0 right now here for as Lucas Snyder, and he was effective serving again, short serving. We saw Thunderbirds make a lot of service errors in the first game. Now he's serving deep to Arnfeld. There's the back set now to Aird, and he rolls it over the block, but Chris Gruen's waiting for it. Playing some solid back row defense. Chris Gruen off the block. Smart hit off of the hands of Steve Aird. And it's 2-0 for the Thunderbirds.
You know, as a coach, Russ, it's very difficult what to tell your players about the serving because they're serving some really, really tough serves, but these passers are so good that they make it look so easy.
Arnfeld again with a great pass. And Jeff Lund, Dwayne Lund with a kill, looked like he hit that behind his head, but it was quite effective.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that was meant for him, actually. They were running a play. It might have been to the second player, but still effective.
Dwayne Lund with a good kill back, and he's serving. Chris Groon with another great pass. There's the Chris off the hands of Jean Kier. Joust at the net that London takes advantage of. Outside now to Arnfeld. Oh, and Coles and Jake Magdalene all over that one. And right now the Thunderbird block is starting to take charge of this game. They need that to sustain it.
Well, they do, Russ, and they did this in the first game too. They started out blocking very tough, but then London just wore them down.
Holy smokes, as the veteran Steve Aird just pounded that ball right down the line. Great hit.
It's a good look at Steve Aird there.
Go
off
on
to Penn State next year.
Yeah, got a scholarship with the Penn State NCAA team. A great ball player. Wish him well down there. And there's a tough serve. We just talked about teams getting away from the jump serve, and there we see Steve Aird with a jump serve kill.
Well, you know, it's tough because at times the jump serve can be incredibly effective, but at other times these passers it really doesn't phase them. Now that was unbelievable, Russ. That block, Jeremy Jonquière. He blocked that ball about a foot on the Thunderbird side, which is a total legal play.
And it's now suddenly it's 2-2, and blocking has been the factor right now. Oh, that's out of here. And so right now it's 2-2 as the Thunderbirds, Jake Magdalene back to serve. He's been jump serving. He's had some trouble with it. Looks to me as if he's going to change his tactics. Yep. Floats it deep, right to right out, and there's Testa. Not much defense against that one, is there?
No, there isn't. Your only hope is that the middle blocker can get a piece of that ball and slow it down. But that pass was very flat, and so the play was very quick to develop.
And there's the problem. When you don't serve the jump serve, you float at these servers. They really take advantage of that. There's a great pass. And Chris Groon with the kill. And we're back into the phase that we had in the first game where there's a lot of side outs because these teams pass so well, and with these setters are so terrific that you literally can't, there's really no defense, is there?
No, there isn't. It's side out volleyball at its best right now. And then in the last game, that was London's strength. They side out better than the Thunderbirds did.
They wore the Thunderbirds down. They sided them out, and then finally the Thunderbirds broke. There's Jean Kier with a kill deep, right back into the corner. I am impressed. As big as Jean Kier is, he consistently hits the ball deep.
And that is such an effective hit that young players often don't realize. You know, they always go for the straight down hit, the impressive ball, but that deep, hard topspin shot, that's how the international game is being played now. These guys are hitting the ball hard and deep, and that's the theory behind the coaching.
And there's no defense for it. So now we have Jeff Ransom back to serve as Thunderbirds 2-2 in the second game, and he serves it long and deep. Now, both teams really try to serve effectively, and that's one of the reasons why they're missing so many serves. Those teams pass so well, they have to try to hit seams or hit open areas.
Yeah, and the deep serve too, Russ, with, I mean, now the new rule change where you're allowed to volley the first serve and you can't be called for a double hit. A deep serve, a lot of players are not volleying it. It may not be very clean, but it is a rule change, and players are starting to utilize that.
There's Lucas Snyder, a great defense there by Jean Kier. Good block by Gatto, but London has another attempt at it. There's right over with the kill. And there's Snyder, great read. And Groon with a kill. Outstanding defense by Lucas Snyder. He read that. He should have been there.
And that was as good as you get because Jake Magdalene realized that Luke Schneider made the dig. He was a front court player, and so what Jake did is he threw the ball to Chris Groon out of the backcourt. I mean, that's just communication, that's practice, and that's coaching.
Okay, there's a little float serve short deep, and there's that outside of Aird. He tries his roll shot, and again, Snyder. The ball's down, though. Steve Aird is known for that. He's an outstanding hitter, but he has one of the best off-speed hits, probably the best off-speed hitter in the tournament. And the Thunderbirds are starting to read it, but I mean, that was still a terrific hit. To beat someone of the caliber of Lucas Snyder on an off-speed hit means he made a great hit.
And that, too, is where a lot of experience comes in. These players have played a lot of international volleyball and provincial volleyball outside of Ontario. And so it's experience. You don't always have to hit the ball hard. You can utilize the block or utilize a roll shot, anything to get the side out. There again.
Off-speed hitting. I don't know if the Thunderbirds meant to do that, but that off-speed is really confusing the London defense. London defense seems to handle anything the Thunderbirds hit hard. But anytime they've hit off speed at them, they've been sort of confused by.
Yeah, they might be, and maybe they're planting in, expecting that hard hit ball because that is the Thunderbirds' offensive theory is aggressive, powerful volleyball.
Okay, outside now to Armstrong. He pounds at it. Lucas Snyder with a great dig. Back set to Magdalene off the hands, and there's Jonquier in the back row. Jonquier with a back row attack. There's the outside set now to Grun. Down the line. Chris Grun right over the top of Steve Aird. I don't know what to say. Both teams superb back row defense. That's it right now. Both teams are committed to playing defense. I didn't see any other team here with that commitment.
No, and it's not one or two players. I mean, all 6 players are playing very, very
Holy
strong
smokes.
defense. A little bit of
a little showmanship. Aird, Grun went over top of Aird, so Aird looked at Grun right in the eye, and I'm wondering if the referee's warning him. What do you think?
he probably is saying, watch the net talk, and that is something that the referee has to enforce.
Now, London is trying to serve tactically. They know that they have to serve tactically to beat this Thunderbird team, but they're starting to miss too many serves, and it's 3-2 for London. But their strength has always been their side out. Thunderbirds have had a lot of trouble scoring. There's another perfect pass. Aird never had a chance there.
No, he didn't. Chris Grun was all over that ball. That ball dropped far too quickly, and there really was nothing he could do there.
It's 4-2 now for the Thunderbirds, excuse me, as that was a big point. And again, the Thunderbird points are being scored on their block. Oh, a nice hesitation. Test to fake the jump set, and who was that? Jeff Ransom was just too early.
Yeah, he was too early.
That was a smart play by Peter Testa. I'm sure he did that on purpose by faking a jump set. There's Aird again, that's long. Oh, it's played by Snyder. There's the back set to Magdalene. Boy, they hit hard.
Oh, they hit hard, and I would hate to be a middle blocker in this match for us because they're having such a difficult time reading these 2 setters and getting out and forming 2-man blocks. Jeremy Jonquier in that play was very late, just tried to get a piece of the ball.
There's Aird on the end of the net. That could be 4 hits. No, they got away with it. It's a roll shot over the net, but Snyder's there. There's a outside set now to Grun. Oh, great defense there by Arnfeld, but it's out of bounds. Defense wins points.
Defense has been winning points all tournament for Forest City and for the Thunderbirds.
And it's now 4-2 as London again hangs in there and hangs in there. Arnfeld with a long, deep serve. Chris Grun with, again, a great pass. That's out of bounds. Ransom. It's always a problem when your middle hitter comes to your setter. Sometimes he loses his options, the cross-court hit.
Yeah, and that's, again, what Forest City is forcing him to hit. Or they're giving him that shot, but he's just cutting it too sharp.
The back row attack by Magdalene, but again, Forest City's blocking extremely well. There's another attempt off the hands of Jonquier. Magdalene will not stop. You may block him 5 times in a row. I coached Jake last year, and he just will not quit. He's a what a competitor. You can 4-3 now for Thunderbirds. Oh, there's a great pass there on top of the net. This is trouble.
Yeah, see now, Russ, in that play, I think Jeff Ransom was on that ball from Peter Testa. He was up to block it and read that the dump was coming.
Chris Grun back to serve. And Steve Aird with a good pass is sending outside now to right out. There's the kill. I'd like to see his kill percentage today.
Yeah, so would I at the end of that, especially after the end of the first game, and he's just finding ways to score.
Jeremy Jonquier back to serve. This is really interesting. Jeremy he's just huge. He's a great player, great blocker, probably one of the best in Canada, and he's proven that last year at the Canadian Championships. But it's not often you see someone of that ability who plays defense.
Well, yeah,
and it's amazing.
And that again is being drilled into these players at a very young age. You know, at early volleyball.
Oh, is that ugly or is that ugly?
Yeah, they have to help.
Yeah, I don't think he mangled that one. Even I think he let himself out when he called about a lift. Yeah. There's Testa, little chicken wing, but not able to save it. They're going to Magdalene quite often, aren't they, in this rotation?
Yeah, they sure are, especially out of the backcourt.
I suspect, as a setter, do you think they're trying to stay away from Lucas, not having Lucas hit the ball?
Well, either that, or maybe they feel that Forest City is cheating to the power side, and so they're trying to keep the blockers honest.
Now that ball was not well set, and Grido didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He knew that ball was not going to be in the perfect hitting position, and he had made up his mind earlier to make use of it.
I can't recall hitting errors by London. If the ball is not set properly, these hitters know that, and they're adjusting to the setter. It's really terrific to see. I think, that they're kind of hitting, they're making very, very few hitting errors.
They are, and you know, that's a good point, Russ, because the points that the Thunderbirds are getting are on their blocking, but London's making them block them. They're not going to make the errors themselves. They're going to force the Thunderbirds to block them.
Okay, there's a really tough short serve, but again, Arnfeld's up to the task. There's a back set to right out, and there's a toque off the top of Chris Grun's head. That offside attack by Forest City has been awesome right now.
It has, yeah.
Aired and right out.
Aired and right out, and both players are hitting very hard down the line, which is a very difficult shot for right-handed hitters to have the ball cross your body and still hit it down the line.
Oh, another pass. And it pulls, but Testa's ready for that one. Jake Magdalene just sort of reacted to that, and ball was going out of bounds. Probably shouldn't have touched that, but what can you say in the heat of the action? It's now London has brought themselves back 5-5. And I just think their consistency is really wearing the Thunderbirds down.
And this was the exact same as the first game, Russ. For both, the Thunderbirds jumped out to a 1 or 2 point lead due to some very strong blocking, and then London just slowly crawled back into the match and towards the end took control.
They're just not making the errors. They're forcing the Thunderbirds to score points, and the Thunderbirds are having all sorts of trouble. This is one rotation where the Thunderbirds have been able to score. They have their best blocking out in there right now. Oh, Chris Grun got one. There's another tough block. Here comes a free ball. London is just keeping it alive well. There's Arnfeld again with a kill, and there's Snyder again. This is great stuff. But again, this is another free ball. And there's Lundway. He's touched again. And they put it back. This is a drill.
This is a drill, exactly.
Oh, and Chris Grun. This is great to see. Grun and Aird are just looking at each other across the net, and they're taking turns making blocks on each other and then killing each other. And this is neat.
And it's fun, Russ, because both of these guys know each other from the provincial team.
Well, they play with each other. That's right.
And I mean, it's in good sport, but it's aggressive volleyball.
Outside now to Arnfeld. Oh, way off the block. He's trying for the kill, for the wipe off. And it's 7-5 now for the Thunderbirds. But again, it's the Thunderbird blocking that is keeping them in the game. They're sustaining it. Rob Atkinson has a concern now on the other side of the net. I think he may have felt there was a touch there. What do you think?
I think so, and it did look questionable whether or not that ball was touched by the blockers.
Rob doesn't argue much, so when he does, it's usually for a reason. Oh, Jeff Ransom with some great playing, and there's Jake Magdalene. That's a heck of a hit. That was over his head.
That was almost a 360, and
yeah.
I'm not sure if he really meant to wipe that off, but if he did, that was incredible.
Okay, Rob Atkinson has called his first time out of the game. It's 8-5. And I don't know if we can say too much here. Thunderbirds have really lifted their game, haven't they, Owen?
They have, and right now this is a perfect time for London to call a timeout. They have to take a breath, relax, talk about what they have to do differently. And the Thunderbirds are known for their rallies, and when they get on a roll, they get points in bunches. So calling a timeout, talking to the players, getting them relaxed, and maybe talking about what they want to do the next play to get a side out.
And it's interesting that Lucas Snyder is serving. I mean, that means that Chris Grun in the front row is clearly a better blocker, but Snyder is a very tactical server, and he's been able to move that ball around. That you noticed in his last couple of points for Thunderbirds, they've not had good first passes.
No, they haven't. And that too, when Snyder's in the backcourt, he's made some tremendous backcourt plays and kept the ball alive with his defense. So
I wonder if the Forest City team had just a war with Ganaraska in the semifinals. It was an outstanding match. One game was 16-14, and the match only finished about an hour and a half ago, and they may be tired. The Thunderbirds had a much easier match defeating the juvenile team from the Guelph Oaks, but they're just a much more experienced team, and they won it fairly easily and without playing all of their starters. So I'm wondering if that is going to be a factor as the match goes on.
That's an interesting point, and also with I mean, the emotional.
Oh, what a dig by John Gear.
Well, I tell you.
Here's a free ball outside set now to Grun. He rolls it and Aird with a nice hang in the air. It's a two-man reception, and Jacques here is not supposed to pass the ball, but he did. Now here's a good substitution here for London, Forest City. Simon Simoniscius, he's a smaller player, but he's had a lot of court experience, and he's got a heart as big as his gym. And I think this is a good move by Atkinson. They're down 9-5. They serve right at Simon, of course, and he makes a perfect pass. And there's Aird, and there's Jeff Ranson with some great defense. And Lucas Snyder with the back of the attack, and there's Rido. Snyder read a tip, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He got beat.
Read roll shot the whole way,
Yeah.
and that was a very, very effective deep roll shot by Simon. You know, London has to do do something, Russ.
Yes.
Here's where coaching experience comes in. Jim Sage and Rob Atkinson talking about substitutions and trying some new faces, trying to get a different look.
And number 2, Jeremy Noble, is us into the game now. I think this guy is one great ball player. He played out the Canadian Championships last year, and he's not even starting. And there again, he comes in with a block already. I think Aird is a little sore from that match. It's a net foul from London. But Noble is another terrific player. When they bring him in for Steve Aird, they're not losing. Aird is coming off a serious knee injury, and he had a really tough, he played really hard against the Ganaraska. Now here's Kelsey Earth coming in for Thunderbirds, a tactical substitution. I predicted he won't jump serve, that he'll probably just try to drop it over the net. He's very good at that. Oh, it is too. Look at that, just short serve, but Szymanski's waiting for it, as if he knew he was going to do it. Okay, here's a free ball from the Thunderbirds. There's a shoot to John Keir, but Gatto, great play. Oh, that's going to be trouble. Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
He didn't. And you know, Russ, I'm not sure, but that might have been the first inside shoot that ForestCity has run in the whole match. And maybe that was something talked about in the timeout. They have to do something different. The Thunderbirds right now are in control of this game.
Yeah. There's a lot of tactical stuff going on out there. They're aware of matchups. Oh, and right now you saw exactly what we're seeing. Simon's in the front row, Szymanski, and they immediately gave it to Jake Nagelin to hit over top of him. These coaches are so smart, both Atkinson and Thomas. As soon as there's a matchup, they go after it like a wolf after a...
That's right, and again, that is also a reflection of the two setters realizing...
They know how to do it, yes. They don't have to be told. There's another shoot, good call, but they're not using that more effectively. Ransom pounds that out of bounds. Probably not a good choice to swing that hard.
No, and Luke Snyder is talking to him too, because he had a good beat on that for a backcourt hit, but Jeff just stepped in front.
Well, most middle hitters shouldn't. That's actually not a middle hitter ball, I don't think.
No.
It's an interesting jump serve by Szymanski. There's a Ransom right there, right. Oh, that was close. Sounded in, but he called it out.
Yeah,
Kevin Schonk.
We're also talking about a touch too. That ball looked like it might have been touched by the blockers. Sawinski has a jump float serve, looks like. No, that was topspin.
Nathan, sure. There's that back row attack, but it's way short. Maglin did a nice job to keep that alive. And John Keir buries that cross court. And right now, ForestCity is in a 9-7. Again, a substitution by Atkinson to bring Szymanski in has given them the pep to sort of come on back. He's made some impact moves.
There's that jump float, tough to handle.
Simon with a really good back row play. Outside to right. Oh, net foul, but Snyder with a great back row dig. They're having trouble right now. Ranson and Gatto are having trouble getting together. They've missed it 3 times in a row now, which is not typical at all.
No, and they're talking about it right now.
Yeah, this person's really excited about this match, isn't she? It's been a long day. It's been 2 days of volleyball, and she's probably seen every rally up to now and just couldn't handle it.
Right.
The excitement has overtaken her. Chris Goon with a really good pass. There's a Ransom blocked out of bounds. I like this, Owen. He's had trouble 3 times in a row, and he keeps coming at him. And that's a mark of a great setter, isn't it?
That is a mark of a great setter, because now you know, you're talking to your players, and you're proving to them that you still have confidence in them, and I mean, they'll respond to that.
Chris Gruen, the jump serve. Right, no, it's not a good set. Oh, but Testa did something really well with that. Kelsey Earth rolls it. Again, nice pass by Noble. And right out just makes his kill. He's been awesome. Absolutely awesome.
He has been, and ForestCity might want to give Craig as many balls as they can in the front row right now, because you know, he's unstoppable. And unless the Thunderbirds find a way to stop him, they better just ride his back the rest of this match.
It's 9-8 for the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds have gotten there with their blocking. The referee is talking to both setters, and they're getting a yellow card now to the Thunderbirds. I haven't seen anything.
Well, I think what they did, Russ, is that the players are questioning a lot of the referee's calls. So the referee is taking control and saying that when the call's made, there's no discussion.
Terry's a very experienced referee, and he's done a lot of university games, so there's no problem there. There's a wipe-off by Ranson. That's really great to see. Mark did not give up on Jeff, and he came back and made 2 crucial side outs for them. And here comes Coles back into the game. We got Peter Testa in the front row, so you got to watch out for the dump there. Mark Gatto also in the front row. He's a terrific hitter. A lot of options for the setters right now. Outside now to right out, and off the hands. They just can't stop him.
No, they can't.
Too strong.
Yep.
That ball, there was no option. There was no. There was nothing mysterious about that set.
No, and it was a well set block, but Craig's got a very quick arm swing. He doesn't hit a heavy ball, he hits a very quick ball, which is where there's a difference, and the blockers are having a difficult time on the timing.
Okay, Chris Gruen with another good pass. There's a middle attack to Coles. There's that off speed that's given London trouble. A net foul. It's, you know, obviously impossible to practice that kind of off-speed stuff because they're not coordinating, but it has been so effective for the Thunderbirds.
It has been effective, and it's been effective because they are known as a power volleyball team, so teams are expecting that quick, hard ball.
Oh, Tester with a nice throw. There's a great pass by Gruen, back setting out of Magdalene, and there's out of bounds. And again, typical as the first game, London hangs around and hangs around and hangs around, and suddenly it's 9-8. And it looked as if the Thunderbirds were in charge, but they force you to score. They won't give you free points. Rideout's in the back row. There's a back set to Magdalene. Oh, he's buried by Szymanski.
That was a beautiful block, and they need to do that. If they can take Magdalene out of this match, that's a strategy. That's a tactic.
Szymanski with a great block. Since he's come in, they've been on a roll. Okay, not a good pass. And again, he's blocked again. I'm not sure if Lund or Simon got that, but the way Simon's jumping up and down, I got a feeling it's his ball.
Well, if you ask either of them, they'll both say they got it.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That's not going to help.
And there's Rob Armfield leading the cheering. Amanda Kay taken out. That's good teamwork. Chris Gruen with a good pass. Oh, Simon with a great reaction right there. Outside the Noble, rolls it over the block. Chris Gruen. There's again, and oh, there's Tester with a great dig. Okay, here's a free ball. The Thunderbirds have to do something here. Comes outside now to Snyder. And again, London playing good stuff, but that's not able to do it. Lucas Snyder has a funny approach, a very, very closed approach, but a very fast arm swing.
Yeah, and again, it's just evidence of how quick these players are.
It's 10-9 now for London. Thunderbirds seem to be in control of this game, and right now they're seeing themselves down 10-9. But it's this rotation where the Thunderbirds have scored most of their points. And there's the block for another point. It seemed to me that he was serving at 8 or 9 last time, so they've gone around 5 rotations to get it back to get a point.
That's a good point. And London, in the meantime, is fought right back in this match.
But they've got big blocking with Magdalene, Gruen, and Coles in the front row here. Oh, Jeff Ranson playing some solid defense. Net foul on London. No. Oh, he's calling double hit on Magdalene.
Double hit or net? I'm not sure. I couldn't really see the call.
He had his 2 fingers up, but he also pointed to the net. So it's 10-10 as Dwayne Lund back to serve for London. Outside the Gruen, off the hands. He's been very effective today, but he just hasn't had the sets.
Yeah, but I'm sure from where Brett Thomas is sitting that Chris came in to get some passing and defense, and offensively he's always been there. And he's responded very well to that.
There's Jonquier with another kill cross court. Tremendously effective. They've been hitting the ball cross court sharply, and the Thunderbirds just can't handle Jonquier right now. Jonquier and Rideout have been the 2 mainstays for them. Yeah, and that's going to pose problems for the Thunderbirds. If they start to isolate onto Jonquier, that's going to open up even more for Craig Rideout, and he's already had a great match. So as far as the playbook's concerned, this is right up London's alley. You notice both teams have gone away from the jump serve. They're really trying to serve short, trying to lose these approaches for these hitters and try to get some set up with some sort of a block. There's another perfect pass. Simon Sawinski has absolutely owned Jake Magdalene ever since he came in the game. Russ, that's the 3rd stuffed block. That has turned the match around right now, and who would have thunk it? Now, Jake, I know Jake really well, and he won't stop hitting, but he's going to have to do something to get around Simon. This is really something. There it is again. He's blocked again by Jonquier and Simon. Gatto keeps going to him. Do you think maybe Mark should start looking at Chris Drew? Yeah, and I'm sure Mark's trying to instill some confidence into Jake, but unless Jake starts to beat that block, he's going to have to move the ball around to someone else. Okay, this has got to go outside to Chris Gruen. Well, that block of ForestCity has been awesome. And there's another block out of bounds. Magdalene won't stop hitting, though, and that's exactly the kind of ball player. He's a tremendously competitive player. Yeah, and hats off to him, and that shows a lot of character. But they're down 12-10 from being up early, big. The ForestCity team has just hung around, and that block has really done a job. Simon Sawinski with a great pass. Okay, this is trouble for London. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to give a free ball. Step around. There's no outside. Now to Sawinski. There's the block, and it's in. Oh, it's out. Yeah, he's calling it in. Oh, overruling.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. This may be the first time Todd Doherty's been overruled in his life.
Maybe so.
I don't believe it. All-star setter from Wilfrid Laurier called it out, and the referee called it in. There's that shoot, inside shoot, and it's working again. Jonquière pushed it right back into the corner, and the Thunderbirds is not able to meet it. That ball was not hard hit.
No, it wasn't, but the two corner blockers for the Thunderbirds are up fairly shallow, expecting that ball to be hit very, down. But when the Forest City hitters are hitting deep, they're scoring every time.
Chris Gruen with a good pass. Again, is setting outside to Chris. A little off the net. Nice play by Jeremy Noble to keep it alive. Outside now to right out. There's the kill. They just can't match him.
No, they can't. They're going to have to do something, Russ. If
13-11.
Forest City ends up winning this game, Brett Thomas is going to have to do something to try and take Craig Rideout out of this match.
Other than a call from his mother home, I don't know what he could do. That's off the hands of Coles. 14-11. London is just totally in control right now. These are important points, and the Thunderbirds are scrambling. They just can't seem to control it. Simon Sawinski, great substitute by Atkinson. Outside now to Gruen. Another touch by Testa. There's the block. The Thunderbirds cannot get it by the block.
No, they can, and that's not surprising from where the London team is sitting. But a lot of people don't. I think they underrate London's blocking. It has been nothing short of spectacular in the last, 10 points of this game.
Chris Gruen needing some points. There's a tough serve deep. He had to go for it. Of course, unable to do it. And now Jeremy Jonquière back to serve. Rob Atkinson made two great substitutes. He put in Jeremy Noble for Steve Aird, and he put in Simon Sawinski. Didn't hesitate for Rob Arnfeld, and I think it turned the match around.
It did. That was a turning point.
Lucas Snyder hitting it deep, and it's long. Tried to go around the block, couldn't do it, and it's 15-11 for London Forest City in the second game. And Thunderbirds are in a little bit of trouble, but Thomas has to make a decision. Does Kelvin Hounslow start? We don't know, but we'll be right back for Game 3 of this Provincial Junior Final. Wilfrid Laurier University for the Provincial Final. London Forest City up 2-0 over Waterloo-based Thunderbirds. I'm Russ Woloshin. I'm here with Owen Jones. Owen, the Thunderbirds have to get more consistent, I think.
Well, the second game was almost a mirror image of the first. Russ, Thunderbirds start out with an early lead, and Forest City hangs in, and then at 10-10, that's in both games at 10-10. Forest City just wore them down.
And Jake Magdalene is just having all sorts of trouble. The London block has just destroyed him in the last part of the game. But he keeps swinging. He's a quality player. But they're going to have to find some way of getting around that Forest City block. And Jeff Ranson, who saved that one. Back set now to right out. There's a nice roll shot. Magdalene with a great play. Some good scrambling, but solid, but controlled scrambling. And there's a kill by Aird.
Peter Testa made a great set there, Russ. I mean, the whole game was being played at the power side, and he threw that ball, perfect position for Aird to bury it.
And right now, Mark Gatto and Jeff Ranson have not been getting together. They're having all sorts of trouble. There's a set outside now to Snyder, and he rolls it over the block. I'm really surprised at how effective that play was when it was a weak set.
Yeah.
And that was his only option, and yet London didn't pick it up. Normally they do, and I think Rob Atkinson, their coach, is a little unhappy about that. Craig Rideout with another good pass. Outside now to Aird. Nice play by Jake Macklin in the back row. Outside to Snyder, and he's buried by Jeff Lund and
Craig Rideout, I guess, stayed there. Russ was blocked outside.
That surprised me. I said, what's Rideout doing out there? Well, Gatto's in the front row, so he's staying on the other side to block. Smart move by Atkinson. Good pass from Chris Gruen. There's step around fake. Snyder is buried by Lund and Aird. That London block is doing it right now to the Thunderbirds.
It is doing it, and it is such a well-set block. I mean, and from where we're sitting, everything is ideal. The timing, where the outside blockers are setting up.
Well, the Thunderbirds have a strong middle attack, but they've just not been running it. Right there. It's exactly that attack there has brought them to this championship, and they've lost it. And yet, my sense seems to be that they're passing well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's just a matter of lack of confidence right now because they haven't connected in the last couple, or what.
There's Steve Aird with a kill. London is just, and the pattern remains the same. London will side out. They're prepared to stay on that court till midnight. At the side jout, and then finally you crack.
That's right.
And they do it to everybody. So now they're doing it to the Thunderbirds, and they have to get organized. There's Magdalene. As I told you, he doesn't quit. I love this guy. You can block him 5 in a row, and he'll come back and hit harder. Most hitters will just start tipping.
Start tipping, and they'll start thinking too much. And
Jake knows one way, and that's just to keep on banging. Lucas Snyder. Oh, great pass by Simon Sawinski. There's Aird with a great cross-court hit. One of the reasons I think why Penn State has recruited him, even though he's not the biggest player in the world, is that he has such a variety of shots.
Yeah, he does, and he's
really
well-rounded defensively. He can pass and sets a very good block. And it was a power hitter most of his career. Was switched to the offside on this club team, I believe.
Yeah, this is the first time he's played it, but there it is right there with a good back row defense. And Sawinski, and nice dig there by Ranson. Here comes a free ball from the Thunderbirds. A smart play by Ranson, and that could be long. Yeah. Jeff Ranson with a great volley dig and a volley free ball. Again, to show you that if you hit tactically, you don't always have to hit it hard. That was a smart play. Kelsey Earth watching the play there from the Thunderbirds. 7th player right now. There's a back set to Aird, rolls it over the block. Ranson's there, but that's trouble. He was below the net. That was a heck of a play by Mark Gatto, wasn't it?
That was.
Holy smokes.
I think he had a hope of getting that ball over.
He came a long way, and he jumped, but he knew he was back rows, and he just missed getting the back corner. Great stuff. Okay, it's 3-0 right now for London. The Forest City has really got the Thunderbird number right now, and there's Bruin being blocked outside the Magdalene. They're calling 4 hits. I'm confused here, Owen.
Yeah, I'm missing that one myself, but Terry is talking to Mark Gatto, explaining the play.
And the referee's calling 2 hits, and it's a new math. That's all I can say. It's a new math. So it's 4-0 for London in this 3rd game. London's leading 2 games to nothing. Sawinski back to serve, and right now it looks to me as if the Thunderbirds are in a bit of disarray right now. They have to get their act together. They can't let this game get out of hand right now. They need a side out, and it's out of bounds. They're just not connecting. Ranson and Gatto are just not connecting right now. A lot of errors between the 2 of them.
Now, you know,
it puts
them in a difficult position because then they're going to have to throw the ball outside, and that's exactly what London is trying to have them do.
There's a back to the Magdalene. Now, there's a great hit. I'll tell you, this guy just that was super. Right down the line. Tough hit to do. And that brings Gatto to the front row, but Jake is still effective. He's had some trouble, though, with his jump serve. He needs it right now, but London has got an answer for everything that the Thunderbirds have thrown at him right now. Like, those errors are just killing the Thunderbirds.
They are, Russ, and you wonder if you can get inside the heads of some of these Thunderbird players, what they're thinking, because both games they lost, they were leading, and things looked pretty good, and before you know it, it was 10-10, and then London just walked away with both games. So they're frustrated. They're realizing the game is slipping away, and now, the first time in the match, they're down early in the game. So we'll see how they can respond.
Mark Gatto refuses. I mean, he's had trouble, but he refuses to go away from a hitter. Jeff Ranson here not working well, but he continues to set Jeff, and there was a big side out. But again, Chris Groon misses a serve. This is not good news. London is playing a much more controlled game. Thunderbirds, their game is starting to show a little bit of signs of a little anxiety, trying to do a little bit too much. 5-0. Oh, nice pass from Chris Gruner, just on top. That touched the net.
Yeah.
Right now, that's a pretty good crowd here at Wilfrid Laurier with both stands wide open watching this final. Jeff Ranson back to serve. He needs to serve this thing in more than anything else right now, and hope that Andrew Coles and Andrew Coles, especially in the front row. This may not be the best rotation for blocking for the Thunderbirds with Lucas Snyder and Gatto blocking, but Gatto is a strong blocker.
Yeah, he is.
I would bet that Tessa maybe throwing this at a back set to right out here.
Good call, Russ. Good call.
Great play by Gatto. Just absolutely superb. Gatto with there's a great back row play, and there's a block, but London just stands around and still makes the play. There's a 1 point right there. They need a block.
They needed a block, and
they got it.
This is how they're going to get back into this game. Is they're going to have to start taking over the net.
But I mean, it was automatic. London Testa is such a smart setter, and he looks across the net. And where are you going to set the ball? You're going to set the ball. Not to say that Lucas Snyder is a weak blocker, but of the three, he's the matchup that you want.
That's right, and especially when Craig Rideout's having the match he is.
I think if Rideout were setting, I would set him against anybody right now.
Yep.
There's Snyder with a good dig. Andrew Coles got really far. He thought that Rideout was going to hit that.
Yeah, and that ball looked like it was going to go over, and Rideout held off, which is a tough play because normally the hitters are so anxious to hit that ball, but he waited and played off.
Thunderbirds need to fabricate something. They're not getting a lot of breaks either, but they're not making any plays. And there's a nice block by Dwayne Lund. Like everybody in the Forest City team is contributing right now. It's really great to see. This is a well-coached team. Jim Sage and Rob Atkinson have spent a lot of time with these guys for the last. They've taken them from midget all the way through. Coaching against these fellows since midget. That's 4 or 5 years ago. And right now, interesting tactical move by you're taking out probably the best setter in the tournament, and you're putting in Mike Ellis for Thunderbirds. What do you think is the call here?
Well, I think Brett Thomas is something he needs to talk to Mark Gatto, but he can't do it in a timeout. It has to be something done immediately. So I don't know if this substitution will last.
Not to say Mike Ellis is outstanding. He's on the provincial team as well. He's a great setter.
Oh, he's a fantastic setter, Russ, and
out of Orangeville. There's a nice play. That's well communicated. Our back row attack. He had no other option. Chris Gruen was ready for that. And that's one of the advantages of playing your back row hitters at the wing position, where they can set up for an attack. Oh, there's a roll shot deep into the corners. And again,
that deep hit, three-quarter speed hit has been so effective on both sides.
Brett Thomas and Rob Atkinson have virtually called no timeouts in this tournament, which is interesting.
It is interesting, and that I think shows a lot of confidence in their team, or in their players. You know, he brought Mike Ellis in for Mark Gatto, probably with the hopes that Mike can
change it up,
kickstart this middle attack, because right now the Thunderbirds cannot effectively run the middle.
It's 6-1 for London. It's interesting that the London substitutes have had immediate impact. Chris Gruen did for the Thunderbirds, but right now it's just not going for the Thunderbird way, and they pass so well, London. I mean, they side you out and they side you out, and they just wear you down. They get one at a time. Oh, there's a nice pass there from Chris Gruen. Oh, that ball's on top of the net. He's trouble. He did a great job not to that's out of bounds. Smart play by Testa.
Yeah, that was the right move.
He pushed it back into the corner. That's a great tip for the setter to stand up and rather than tip over the block, to tip deep into 5. But London just keeps passing the ball on the money, and Simon hits it deep. Yeah.
You know, as you watch the defensive players and see where both teams, the backcourt defense is set up so shallow that these players are going to have to start adjusting to that deep hit ball. Maybe they have to start deeper.
And it's not as if they don't know each other. I mean, they played each other for the past 4 years, but it's just that London is just fundamentally so strong, and they just wear you down. You have to make plays for them consistently. There's Jeff Ransom with that nice kill with Mike Ellis. They run. That was a lot smoother.
That was a lot smoother, and I think that reflects upon the fact that Mike and Jeff played on the provincial team together this summer, and they know each other very well. And so perhaps that's Coach Brett Thomas's thinking is something. He's got to get Jeff Ransom back in this match.
See, I really have trouble with this with Jake right now. Jake, they're down 6-1, and Jake has had a lot of trouble with that jump serve. However, that's all hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Point, it's a good move. So. John Keir trying to serve cross court, and now Chris Gruen is back to serve. Now this is a small front row right now for the Thunderbirds with Mike Ellis, who's not nearly as strong a blocker as Gatto and Lucas Snyder. Oh, now London will use a 2-man and a 3-man reception depending on where Aird is. If Aird's in front row, sometimes he doesn't pass. And it looked to me as if they got really confused there. Sometimes you stay the same so they know what's happening. And I think Aird let that thing drop. Sawinski with a really good pass. This is the outside ball now to Rideout. That's long. You notice he was just a little far off the net, and it just wasn't as effective. 6-3.
That's one of the first hitting errors Craig Rideout has made in this match. So.
Okay, we have Peter Testa in the front row. We got Jerry Jean-Kier in 2, but So he can hit a back set or he can come into the front. But again, Thunderbirds, I don't know, 6-3. Well, the serve scored the point, so you have to be aggressive.
You do.
That's all you can do.
From a player standpoint, they're in a tough predicament because if they don't serve tough, London just is too good a side-out team. So now they're trying to serve tougher at the expense of making some unforced errors.
There's Magdalene with the back row attack. And there's Sawinski rolling it over the block. Oh, that's trouble. It's out of bounds, though. He got a break. Lund pops it. It's interesting. They dig bombs, and then that free ball they put over the net.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 6-3. Jeff Ranson back to serve. The Thunderbirds are just hanging on. They're down 2-0 in this match, and they're down 6-3 in this game. And London is just playing so consistent. There's Aird with that roll shot of his. Boy, he's done that 1,000 times in his career, and it still works.
It still works, and it's agonizing from the blocking standpoint because they're reaching and grasping to try and pop that ball up, but it's just over top of the fingertips.
Well, he's done it so often. He's so good at it. Right out with a good serve. Chris Gruen with a pass. Off the block. And Mike Ellis, again, Andrew Coles is a provincial player. Mike Ellis is a provincial player, and so is Jeff Ranson, and so is Chris Gruen. These kids work together, so that may be a problem that Mark Gatto is maybe not working as well with them as Mike Ellis does, because he's just used to them. Oh, there's a great kill by Aird, right deep. Again, you can put it next in those back corners.
Yeah,
and the Forest City people are hitting.
And they're not even getting a hand on that ball.
Yeah.
That ball is making it past the backdoor defense.
Chris Gruen passes the ball outside now to Snyder. And there's Tester with a nice dig. Oh, that's trouble.
Simon Sawinski, I mean, he did all he could just to keep the ball back into play, but he couldn't stop himself from going into the net.
So right now the Thunderbirds are just trading sideouts, but they can't score. And again, this is the rotation where the Thunderbirds score with Lucas Snyder serving. Oh, there's another good pass by Sawinski. Back to Aird, and he hits it out of bounds. So good. That was a well-run play by London. They just missed it.
Yeah, they just missed it. And you're right, Russ. The Thunderbirds have the big front row right now. They've got Chris Gruen at power and Jake Magdalene offside.
And Andrew Coles in the middle.
Andrew Coles. So that's a big. They have to try and get as many points right now.
Again, Sawinski with a good pass. There's the outside set. Oh, Jeff Ranson with tremendous defense, as with Jake Magdalene with tremendous reactions. Back set now to Aird. He's having a great day right now. He stepped it up too now. He's had a big hitting day now in this third game. London seems to be able to find somebody that just seems to be automatic, whereas the Thunderbird team can't seem to find one guy who's just having a put-away day.
That's true, and London is so well-rounded. I mean, all 5 hitters are effective. So from a Thunderbird standpoint, they can't zero in on one player. They probably could try and. Oh, here comes
Calvin Hounsell
into the game.
Yeah. He's going to go right side and take out Jake Magdalene. Calvin's played right side for this team, so that's not a problem. Calvin's huge blocker, very, very strong. He's been injury prone this year with a terrible ankle injury and also a shoulder separation, so he hasn't had a lot of court time. Oh, nice hit by Andrew Coles with Mike Ellis. So the Thunderbirds haven't missed a beat, actually, with Mike Ellis coming in, have they?
In fact, they've stepped up the middle attack. Middle players they're running the middle a lot more effectively.
Again, Sawinski with another pass outside now. And he went right by Hounsell. I mean, this guy's got a great heart. Again, he saw him last year at the juvenile level. I mean, he goes up against the big blockers, and he is not intimidated. Tremendous selection. Oh, there's a long shot. Lucas with a nice pass, Lucas Snyder. Back set to Hounsell. The Thunderbirds have the attack. There's no question about that.
And, you know, to Brett Thomas's credit, Russ, he's not sticking with the players that got him here. He's changed it up. He's put Calvin Hounsell in. He's brought Mike Ellis in, and they're starting to respond. So a lot of times as a coach, you just try and sit with what got you here, and then afterwards, in hindsight, you think maybe you should have done this or that. Well, both coaches here have tried the substitutions, and both have been very effective.
Okay, Chris Gruen with a good pass. Outside now to Chris again with a kill, and there's Jean Kier with his dig. Here comes a free ball. Ellis with the back set to Hounsell. That was not good. Oh, got a break there. Calvin was just worked hard to stay away from that line. Did a tremendous job to keep that ball in, I thought. Some intense fans right now looking and saying this. Again, the Thunderbirds are hanging tough. They're hanging tough. Chris Gruen now is back to serve. Again, he's had some trouble with his jump serve today. He's continuing to do it. Oh, nice pass by Aird. Outside now to right out. Oh, great block. Out of bounds by Ellis.
Boy, London passes so well, Russ.
Yeah.
Again, you talked about statistics. I would love to see their passing statistics at the end of this match because Peter Testa is having a field day.
We miss Carter Walls has come in right now for London. He's playing back row. He's played a number of years for this London team. So he's again there's Hounsell again.
This right now, Russ, shows the depth of both teams.
Yeah.
They've got kids on the bench that would probably start for many teams across the province, but the talent pool is so thick right now. Some of these players are forced to sit on the bench.
Okay, Craig Rado tried to change his hit right now, which is interesting because he's hitting over Lucas Schneider, and he just missed it. Now it's 7-5. Again, in the past matches, the Thunderbirds have played London even up to about the middle part of the game, but it's the consistency of London. We'll just see if London continues like that to be consistent. Sawinski. Oh, I'm sorry, that was aired off the hands of Ellis.
And this London team also doesn't get rattled. They're not intimidated by the big players. They themselves aren't, by any stretch of the imagination, a small team, but a lot of teams outsize them. They just wear them down.
I like that set there by Mike Ellis because you notice he's setting Coles well off the net, and that gives Andrew a lot of options. That may have been a problem with Jeff Ranson. I think it wasn't Mark Gatto's fault as much as that Jeff was kind of jamming Mark and not giving him a chance to hit the ball. Sawinski rolls it over the net. Nice pass by Ranson. There's that, oh, nice defense there by London on an off-speed play. There's off the hands again. A lot of wipe-offs by London.
These players are just making use of whatever they get.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that Rob Eric could do is trying to hit the ball off the block. Exactly what he did, and scored a point.
I like that play by Mike Ellis, so running a middle attack off of a tough play like that, that was terrific volleyball. Again, there's the back set now to Hounsell, and that's automatic.
See, now, right now, Russ, it's interesting because as Mike Ellis has come into the game, he has set the middle so frequently, that took up 2 blockers, actually, from Forest City. They both went with the middle attack, and neither of the blockers got down and out in time to try and get to Hounsell.
Yeah, and right now, Simon Sawinski being a front row hitter, that's trouble. Okay, there's a roll shot over the block. Nice play by Ellis, and there's Coles with a good second ball hit. Sawinski off the block, and there's Hounsell. Calvin Hounsell has made an immediate impact on this game with at least 3-4 kills and a kill on a block. Carter Walls has come out of the game. Jean-Pierre is back in. It's now 7-6. But again, it's still early. This game will not start for London until they get to 10, right?
Yeah, if it's anything like the first 2 games, exactly.
Long way to go. There's Aird. How could he be so effective hitting over Coles like that? I just tremendous hitting. Absolutely great. See Mitesh and Jera, the Thunderbird player who recruited him on. There's the back set now to Calvin. And he got buried there by John Keir.
And Sawinski.
It's interesting that Chris Gruden does not get a lot of sets when he gets to be a power spot. One of the difficulties, of course, is in the front row with either Jake or the other hitter. But I suspect that their right side attack by Thunderbirds is not doing the job for them right now. Brett Thomas in a very pensive move right now. He's been pulling a lot of switches, and the last 2 he's done has been just great. John Keir with a great hit, and Mike Ellis tremendous. Did you notice Hounsell look before he hit the ball?
Yeah, that was impressive. That was great volleyball on the Thunderbirds' part. It's super dig, and
I wonder where Kelvin's going to go next year. This is a great crop of junior players at all the teams.
Yeah, this is a recruiting hotbed today at Wilfrid Laurier.
And he's one of them right now that you don't see much of, but where is he going to go next year? Be interesting. Oh, roll shot. Sever's got that. Nice job. Jeff Branson jumps almost too early, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Ellis
does.
has got to get the ball there quickly. 8-8.
But when they do connect on that, because it is so quick, they just can't stop that ball.
And it's really great to see that you make mistakes. Jeff has had some problems hitting, but he keeps coming. He keeps coming. That's really good coaching by Thomas to teach him that. Poor passes, an uncharacteristic mistake by London. Okay, it's 9-8 now for the Thunderbirds. And this is about it right now, Rowan, to me, the game starts.
Well, this
now
is
they've
where
been messing around,
yeah,
now the
exactly.
game starts.
And this is exactly what has happened in game 1 and 2, and the Thunderbirds now, role reversal. Perhaps they're the team that has to jump in.
And right off the top, they hit the ball deep. It seems to me that the Thunderbird team has got to start adjusting to that cross-court hit out of the middle.
Yeah, it isn't a hard hit ball, and these players they have no other option but to try and pop it up. There's a lot of room in this gym.
John Kerr is not killing the ball. He's never been noted as a really strong hard hitter. He's just a great blocker, good all-around player, but he's been tremendously effective hitting the ball deep. So we have a timeout here. I didn't see who called it, but right now it's 9-8 for the Thunderbirds. To me, their defense has to bring it up. When that ball gets by their block, they're not playing the same defense to me that the London team is playing.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also at this particular time, I mean, London is so well coached in the side-out game. Up to 10-10 in both the first two games, they just keep siding out.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the Thunderbirds to play that side-out volleyball.
That's right.
They have no other options. London does not. I mean, obviously, this is I'm not going out on a limb here by saying this, but they obviously don't want to lose this game and go forward. You talked about the 5-game semifinal.
Yeah.
That was tough, and they're tired and they're physically and emotionally drained after that.
But
they don't want to go 4 games.
I know this team. I remember last year a number of times we played them in a final, and it'd be at 11 o'clock at night, and there's no quit in this team. Like this is a Rob Atkinson coach team. They fight for every point. And there's Chris Gruen with a really great hit, and that's a point I wanted about earlier. That I don't think he's been getting enough sets. That's just a personal opinion. But the Thunderbird game is a middle game, is an offside game, and it's just when your offside game isn't doing well, you haven't had, you make adjustments, you keep going to it. Brett Thomas has done a really great job in putting Calvin Hounsel in at right side, and that has really turned this game around so far. There's the outside, the right out. Whoa, Hounsel with a nice dig. But again, right out. It's 9-8, and the Thunderbirds cannot get to that double figures here, can they?
No,
they can't hit 10.
And this is where the well-roundedness of the Forest City team just comes into play. I mean, these players pick it up at 10-10. They play as hard as they have to, and then step it up a notch.
I think they're going to call I'm sure they're going to call a reserve here, because both linesmen have indicated they don't know what to call here. It could have been a touch. It was definitely out. It was clearly out, but it may have been a touch. And if Rogers Cable TV would give us a telestrator, we could really show them, couldn't we?
We sure could.
But I got a feeling it's got to be called a reserve. Yes, that's a good call by referee.
Yeah, that is a good call, because there was no clear-cut call on that. And
it was out. There's no question it was out, but whether or not it was a touch, I don't know. But the linesman, Kevin Schonk, who's done a great job, I couldn't see that.
No, I think he was blocked by the player.
Okay. Oh, geez. Well done. Well done. There's a great block by London who kept the ball alive. Is that Lund? I think it was Jean Kerr blocked that and popped it up. No, it was Dwayne Lund. And then they won the point. That was terrific volleyball by London. But there it again, this 9-9. London is tough to score on at this stage of the game. Just very, very court tough. Chris Gruen again. He presses so well. The outside to Chris. There's the kill. Nice catch by Hired. What are you gonna do? Chris Gruen is starting to step it up, Resonate, with some big kills, and he's back to serve. Again, he scored some points on his jump serve. He scored at least 4 points outright on winners, so I'm sure he will continue to do so. Steve Erdo is up to the task. Outside now to right out. London faked 2 quick attacks, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They brought everything to the left side, and the Thunderbirds bought it.
Yeah.
They threw the ball out. Craig Rideout against Mike Ellis one-on-one.
It's no contest. That's
automatic.
Rideout against anybody here basically is no contest, so it's not a reflection on Mike Ellis's blocking. There's a back attack to Calvin Hounsel. Calvin has been great.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, and Mike Ellis, by coming in and setting the middle, he's got the Forest City blockers thinking middle, and both went up with the middle attack. He threw it backcourt, and Calvin virtually had no block.
Outside now to Aird. There's the block off the hands of Coles. But again, Coles is floating right there. He's not able to get outside because he's really committing to the middle.
We have a substitution now.
Yeah, Jeff Francis coming out for Mitesh and Jera. Mitesh is a Forest Heights graduate of Hubie Brown and his Tri-City program. A really great back row player. But this is another gutsy move because he hasn't played much this year. I don't think he'll be part of the service section. He'll be in mostly the dig. But it's Snyder and Gruen who are the passers. Oh, great kill. You know, we've talked about the London passing, but we haven't said enough about Snyder and Gruen. Since Chris Gruen has come in, I would think their passing has got to be over 90% too.
Yeah, it is, and that's exactly. I mean, both teams are known for their passing, and it's interesting because only 2 or 3 players pass on each team, so they're seeing a lot of balls each time. Each game, they're seeing, 30 or 40 serves.
But again, I'm sure it's tiresome for us to keep repeating it. London, I mean, you could Peter Testa can get a chair and just sit there, because that ball is going to come to him. It's just, it's amazing how well the London team has been passing. Outside now to Snyder. There's the block, and Jarrah with a nice back row play. There's the kill out of bounds. Andrew Coles is not as experienced, but he's got to realize when he comes to the center, he takes away that cross-court option. He's got to do more with the ball.
Yep. 10-9 for Forest City.
Oh, boy.
That's uncharacteristic, Russ, because usually at 10-10, as soon as Forest City gets a 10, their unforced errors are minimal.
We've been saying that all the game, how tough they are, and they make an error at 10. But you notice, Thunderbirds have had 4 serves at 10, and they haven't been able to do it. Now they have their best rotation right now. There's a back set to Aird, and he goes down the line. Have you noticed he's gone cross-court, sharp cross-court, and then he cuts it back across his body? I mean, Penn State really has obviously knows what they're doing when they recruited someone like that. What a great hit. Oh, nice pass by Snyder. There's the back set to Hounsell. He was way too early. Did not get a good approach.
Yeah, he didn't. And that ball just sort of dropped low off Mike Ellis's hands.
And again, it's 11-9, so the Thunderbirds have been stuck at 9. They were up 9-8, and now they've lost the last 3 points. Chris Gruen is in the front row. Oh, nice hit by Coles. Ellis runs a really fast middle.
Yeah, he does, and I think the middle players, well, obviously the middle players from Thunderbirds realize that, and it's caused some problems for Forest City. They're having a lot of trouble with the middle. Okay, there are the substitutions. Jeff Ranson's back in the front row for the Thunderbirds, and Kelsey Earth back to serve. Now he can serve shorter, he can serve deep. It looks to me as if he's going to try his jump serve. Who's he going to go at? They got 3 great passers back there. And there it puts it right on the nose. And there's the kill. I mean, it's boring. I don't know what else I can say. It's so automatic, too. And that inside shoot.
That spike.
That inside shoot to Jean-Pierre. I mean, the Thunderbirds had no chance of blocking that.
I mean, he's been hitting deep, and then boom, he pops it down. And that was a good serve.
Yeah, that was a good serve, you're right.
What are you going to do? Okay, Chris Gruen with another good pass. There's a nice pattern play, kind of like a tandem, wasn't it?
Well, actually, it was an inside X where the middle player went for an inside shoot, and the power hitter came in for a meter ball. Well run, and by running the middle, it really froze the Forest City blockers.
11-9 right now. Again, Thunderbirds have had 5 serves now at 9, and there's a balloon. Oh, and he pooched it. This is trouble. Okay, off the net. Back row attack to count the Hounsell. See, again, we're talking about, like Ellis was not set up for the back row attack there, I didn't think. And Chris Gruen's having a good day, and yet he still goes to the back set. And it's 11-9. That London block was waiting for it. That's 5 serves they've had at 9. If you could just bottle how you can get a team to play so tough at 10 points, that's it right there. Outside set to Chris Gruen. Oh, he got buried by Lucas Snyder. The free ball. Outside set now to right out. There's the kill. I think Thunderbirds have to gamble. Ranson in the middle has got to maybe even almost give up Dwayne Lund, I mean, and he's got to get outside the right out. Yeah. Right out cannot have a single block.
No, he can't have a single block, especially at this time of the match. I mean, they've got to pull out all the stops at this particular time. Craig Rideout one-on-one has been unstoppable. Craig Rideout with 2-man block has been very tough. And so I don't know what Brett Thomas is saying right now to his players, but you're right. Maybe they do have to gamble. Maybe they have to try and isolate on Rideout.
It looks like he's showing some blocking moves with Mike Ellis, but I don't know. You're going to have to get about 4 more blockers up there with him.
Yeah.
This Rideout is having a career day. It just seems to me that right now the Thunderbirds need to get more of an outside attack from their power hitters. They're not doing the job out there. They're not getting the attacks. Not to say that they're not doing a good job, but the Thunderbirds are not getting enough kills from power, in my opinion, right now. And London seems to be automatic. Right now it's Rideout and Aird and when one of them always seems to be in the front row. And they've really done a job. And they're up 12-9. They were down 9-8, and the Thunderbirds cannot get to 10.
Oh boy.
Out of rotation. What happened there is they were just switching too soon. That's all. And I'm not sure why the referee would make that call, but he did. Okay, Chris Grun's back to serve. He needs some points here. Okay, now he should only have 3 seconds, right?
That's right, on the second serve.
1, 2, well, he took it a little quicker. Oh, gee whiz. That's really too bad. When you've got to rush your jump serve, it seems to me maybe you better do something better than that. But it's easy for us to criticize up here, isn't it? We better be careful. These guys are playing their hearts out down there. Chris Grun's one of the best players in the province, Player of the Year in Waterloo County. Who are we to criticize? Oh, nice set outside by Ellis. Off the hands. Great hit. Great set by Ellis.
That was a great set. He was on his back and had the power to get the ball right out to Grun, or to Snyder.
Okay, number 10, Jeff Ransom back to serve. Again, Thunderbirds cannot seem to break it through. They got Peter Test in the front row, so there's only 2 hitters, but one of them is, oh, Test was coming from the back row, sorry. Okay, there's a bad first pass. That's uncharacteristic. This is trouble.
Yep.
But again, London won't let the ball go. Oh, no. Something good happens with this team. I don't know. You know, the ball, they hit the middle of the net and it rolls over.
Yeah.
That's frustrating for the Thunderbirds, I'm sure. Because that was their opportunity. Got a weak first pass. Looked as if they were set up. Okay, right now there's Rido, back row player, but Aird is in the front row for London. Chris Grun again, perfect pass. Oh, no. You see, like that was almost a meter ball, he said. It wasn't a shoot.
Yeah, and I think you have 2 opposing styles for the 2 middle players.
That's a huge play right now.
So the setters for the Thunderbirds, they have to be really aware of which middle players because they're different. Ranson is much quicker.
Okay, off the hands. Calvin Hansel with another kill, and it's 13 now. Thunderbirds have basically run out of time right now. They're down 13-9. They're down 2-0. They cannot get to 10 on this team. Oh, there's a long serve again. Well, what can I say, Owen? They've self-destructed. Mr. Aird in the crowd right now just cheering his London Forest City team on. And here comes Brougham for Gareth Hoban, sorry, for Forest City into serve, 13-9. Lucas Snyder, good pass. And there's a nice play by Andrew Coles. Little
The necessary adjustments.
Okay, Lucas Snyder, they have gone 8 rotations now because Snyder did serve at 9 as well, and there was 2 more before him. They cannot score. They just cannot get a point. They keep the ball alive. You notice that? I mean, even on bad plays, that ball is kept alive by Van London. And there's Aird. Oh, great dig by Ellis. Oh, they're calling it down. I don't think so.
That looked like it might have hit his foot, Russ.
Yeah, I don't
which
know.
Which is a totally legal play now this year with the new rules.
Yeah. And there's Aird back to serve. It's 13-9. Oh, great serve. Great pass by Snyder. Outside to Grun. There's the kill. Well, you got to hand it to the Thunderbirds. You know, they just keep on plugging and they keep plugging and they keep plugging. But London is just flat out wearing them down. Again, we're back to Andrew Coles back to serve. I think both teams have almost run out of substitutes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, nice pass there. Well, there's that throw. And Mike Ellis, nice play. But that block, if you don't if that block is set up, it's too tough. Nice job by, that was Jean-Pierre and Rido right there.
Yep.
Okay, 13-9, big point. Rob Arnfeld back to serve for Forest City. Regional player, outstanding power hitter. There's the back set now to Hounsel. He's buried by Rido. Slow and developing. That's when Kelvin takes a little bit of longer time to hit the ball. And it's 14-9. This is match point. London
This is a
Forest
surprise,
City.
Russ. No one expected this match to be done in 3.
No. 14-9, match point for London Forest City. Lucas Snyder, good shoot bump. Oh. What a great pass by Lucas Snyder. He kind of shoot bump. And they gave it to Ellis, and that was a great stuff.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that's the spark the Thunderbirds need.
But they cannot get to 10. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it seems to be. Outside now to Rido. Automatic. Oh, Hounsel, great stuff. And they got it. All right.
Okay, well,
great
who knows?
Stuff. A joust at the net by Jeff Ransom. Calvin Hansel with a great dig. It took a lot of great plays to get a point, didn't it?
Well, let's see if it snowballs.
Okay, nice pass there by Arnfeld. Outside now to right out again. And there's Gruen. He played the middle there. Outside again to right out. There's a roll shot. Not well executed. 14-11. The Thunderbirds have left it a little late maybe to get this rally going. And Rob Atkinson says, I want none of this. We're going to stop it. Well, that's exciting. The two great plays by the Thunderbirds.
And it took so long for them to finally get to 10, and that's the two quickest points they've had all match. I mean, they've been clawing tooth and nail to try and get to 11. You know, Russ, we were talking earlier about the recruiting hotbed that's here, and the first thing that was evident when you came into the gym were the amount of university and college coaches here from across the province. I mean,
virtual who's who.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm sure these players are having a lot of decisions going through their heads about where to go. And I mean, there are coaches from actually out of province that have contacted a lot of these players from Alberta. And
that's really true. Like, I mean, great stuff. It looks like Peter Testa's probably hitting the Western, but Jean Kier doesn't know yet. He's got a number of options. On the Thunderbird side, Chris Gruen, Jake Magdalene, Andrew Coles, Jeff Ransom, Kelvin Hounsel. Tremendous selection. Lucas Snyder is already star member of the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks, who won the West. And Mark Gatto was with the Warriors. Oh, there's a great kill. Holy smokes. I mean, what can Mike Ellis do?
No, not a lot.
Nothing.
I mean,
he just can't do a thing.
It's one-on-one, and this is who London is. They're a well-balanced team from 1 to 12.
So right now, Jean Kier back to serve Jeremy, and he could close out this match. Oh, a net serve. Oh, gee whiz. Just missed. Well, they're letting the Thunderbirds hang tough. Chris Gruen now, he's missed his last couple of serves, but I predict that he'll jump serve. He's a pretty aggressive youngster, and he plays extremely well under pressure. Oh, nice pass by Aird, though. Outside again to right out. There's the kill.
Hats off to Peter Testa, too, Russ, for recognizing who the player that is hot right now and who the Thunderbirds are having a lot of trouble stopping.
See, right now the Thunderbirds don't have a player like that. They don't have a go-to guy that's just been putting the ball down, and I think that's been one of the differences of matches. Okay, weak first pass. Now the Thunderbirds are in trouble. There's Hounsel blocked. Nice play by Snyder to keep it alive. Off the hands. That's the mark of a great hitter. Lucas Snyder had a double block on him, but he used the hands effectively.
Yeah, that was a very experienced play. I think he might have been a little late on that because he dug the ball, but he was very effective in the use.
Okay, Jeff Ranson now back to serve. That's deep. Had to play it. Good play by Arnfeld.
Great pass.
Yes. There's the kill. No, it's long.
Oh, they're calling touch.
They're calling touch, yeah. It looked like it changed direction, either off the net or somebody. Probably Lucas Snyder.
Well, Craig Rideout's finally in the back court, so from the Thunderbird standpoint, if they can side out.
Here's Sawinski into the game.
And he helped turn game 2 around, Russ.
He
Let's
sure
not forget his role.
Sawinski and Noble in the game 2. Rob Atkinson has a lot of talent on that bench, and he uses it wisely. Him and Jim Sage, great brain trust over there. There's a kill again by Coles. Well, Thunderbirds won't quit.
No, they won't.
They just won't quit. They keep hanging in there, They right now have Coles and Hounsel in the front row, and Snyder, so we'll see. Sawinski with a really nice pass. Back set now to Aird. Boy, oh boy, this Aird right out. It's pretty tough to stop.
It is tough to stop. And again, Peter Testa right now is in a groove. Jump back set.
Yeah. It's a simple game, but sometimes
it is a simple game, and they make it look so simple.
Yeah. You don't have a setter who says, I'm going to try something new. He knows he's going for him, and he uses it.
That's it.
That's the match. That's the match.
Wow.
London Forest City just wears you down. They're great stuff. Tremendous team effort. Robbie Atkinson doing the dive for the Provincial gold medal. He won the gold medal last year with the same team, beating the Waterloo Tigers. And this year winning the gold medal against the Thunderbirds.
Too bad Rod just couldn't get that on TV, because I think that's the first time Rob's ever dove in his career or not.
Any final thoughts, Owen, on this match?
Well, a little bit of a surprise, Russ. No one expected ForestCity to win 3 straight. No one expected the Thunderbirds to win 3 straight. I think the consensus was this would be a 5-gamer, a 4-gamer. But, I mean, ForestCity, hats off to them and hats off to their coaches, Rob Atkinson and Jim Sage, for building a strong foundation in London. And and having such an experienced team that just could not be broken today.
The Thunderbirds, a great job to Brett Thomas. Thunderbirds taken a lot of kids from a lot of different places and mold them together. They don't have the track record that the London team have been together. Cole's from Brampton and that, but a great effort, great coaching, and this was just actually volleyball, but a great lesson that London taught them. Solid defense wins many games. I'm Russ Voloshin. I'm here with Owen Jones. Congratulations to Rob Atkinson, Jim Sage, and the London Forest City for the provincial gold. And for Owen Jones, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from Wilfrid Laurier.